Hey there, YouTube. Another Towards High Point production coming at you. Name's Ray Shepard. Lead casting. Let me get into that. Lead casting. Casting your own bullets. To me, today I was casting the Lee Reel rifling engraved unloading Lee Reel 320 grain bullet. A .451 round ball bullet, 138 grains, and a 495 at .495 at 182 grains. The tail of this is I started with 451 in a single Lee 4-pound pot. I threw about a 60, 70 or so before I realized, I didn't smoke my mold. But of course, during my lead prep, you take your mold, you set it on your melter so it warms up. On my lead prep, I dropped in 2 1-pound ingots. Then I added probably about a quarter teaspoon of lard. Lard. Then I added probably another pound of lead. Waited till that got the soup, what it was supposed to look like. Stirred it up, dropped in a piece of candle wax, fluxed it, scraped off the dross, and poured. Just kept pouring. Didn't realize I hadn't smoked the mold. Got 150 rounds done. Mold was fine. Set the mold down. Took my little 4-pound pot and I poured it into my 20-pound pot Lee melter, so I can clean that pot out, get it unplugged, get it cooled off. And then that 20-pound pot, I had a couple more pounds of lead, probably about maybe a half a teaspoon of lard. But you're talking lard you scrape right out of the bucket, not baking grease or anything like that. It purified lard you buy by the bucket that you can find at Walmart or whatever. You get it in a 1-pound block. It's lard. Mix it. Give it a minute, mix it again, drop in another chunk of candle wax, poof. Flux it, scrape off the junk. Started pouring. Filling that Lee mold at 320 grain blood clot. Lead clot. You ever seen one of those almost the size of the end of your pinky? Jesus. Weighs 320 grains. Come on. Didn't smoke that mold. The only thing that happened, about 125, 130 rounds in, maybe it was closer to 150, I don't know. The screw came shooting out the top of it. Didn't come all the way out, but came out far enough that the screw was loose. I couldn't actually hold on to it and get that screw tightened back up, so I just set it off to the side, let it cool, and grabbed a 495 mold that I had. Started drawing. Locked that up to temp. First 8 to 10 balls like that, it just drew out. Drew back into the pot with the sprue. Just to get the mold up to temp, up to heat. Started throwing 495 round ball. Didn't smoke that mold either. Oh, no sir. I smoked no molds today. I forgot that step each and every time. So therefore, casting myth, smoking the mold, is it really a necessity? Now this is the explanation I got 5 to 7 years ago when I first started. And I started looking into this to find out exactly what I would have to do. You smoke the mold for 2 primary reasons. One of those being keep the bullet from sticking. Other than tapping that little X on the handle, where that little bolt is to get the bullet to drop out, like you gotta do when you smoke the mold anyway. That's all I had to do to get the bullet to drop. Maybe it was a large. I don't know. And the second reason you do that is to keep the bullet from getting frosted, frost colored. Then they tell me that the bullet only gets frost colored in spots through the whole bullet. How the? Anyway, it is what it is. I'll let it go. But then they tell me that a frosted bullet, odds are it's going to shatter like glass once it hits something hard like steel. Any basis or fact based? Oh no, it's just a probability or a possibility. And it's possible that if I took your head and shoved it straight into a cow's buttocks, you could tell me about a T-bone. Possibly. Probably. But hey, let's not go there today, huh? You see, you're throwing this stuff at me and there's no... Like today, when I ran those 3 molds without smoking them. That's fact. That's true. That happened. Matter of fact, I'll take you along on my next ride. I'm getting a brand new 440 Lee mold for 440 round ball. And that gets here, I'll take you along for the ride. Now, I'm not going to show you me scrubbing the oil out of it. And that you can look up somewhere else. Everybody's done it. And I'm not going to show you me melting lead in a pot. But I'll show you the mold before I start pouring my lead in it. To show you the lead was not smoked. Or the mold was not smoked. And then we'll have video evidence of that. But it really happened. I did not smoke any mold today, and I ran 150 rounds of each, a total of 500 rounds maybe. And between 450, you know, let's conservatively between 425 and 500 rounds of 495 round ball, 451 round ball, and the Lee reel for 320 grains. Not a single mold was smoked before I started running the lead. Casting myth, I'll let you decide.